Why? Because I thought, you know what? I'm playing one of my older favorite games. So yeah, you're probably wondering, what exactly is RuneScape? Well, let's start with the whole design your hero thing, choose appearance. You got the male part, and then you got the female part, also known as Model 1, Model 2, because, you know, politics and all. Well, you know how it is. You can choose your skin color, which, if you think about it, there's no race other than being human. Yeah, sure, racism, but what in the hell is racism? Oh, right, mental derangement. So let's see here. Given the fact that I'm like, not really black or like dark skinned, I'm gonna go with my usual, like, I don't know, this skin's fine. Let me see my head. I'm more of a, I don't know. I look like I could be, look like that, or I could go full bald. Or I could take the, what's this? Samurai variant. Nah, I'm usually gonna go with the, you don't have this, like, whatchamacallit? Here we go. Short. Short's fine. Hair color? Usually black. And with my beard hair, I'm gonna have to go with, yeah, just the way I am. In my shoes, I'd probably go with, what's this? Wolpertinger boots? Nah. Nah, none of these look good. Cowskin waders? Ugh. Looks garbage. Oh well. Mage boots? Looks pretty good. What about... Wait, what is this? Butterfly mucklucks? Or mooklooks? So let's just take the, loafers. Because, you know, shoes and all. And here we go. What can we go for this one? Oh man, this is... You know what? I'm going to take the Summoner's Buckskins. Because... I don't know. Back then... Back in like 2004, it didn't look like this. It looked way more different. Like, you had to choose the oldest, like, old school style. And you know what? I'm going to go with this. Because why not? Look, I wouldn't mind... Oh, this is... This is okay. Leg colors, I want to go with blue on this one, cause you know, or I could go with this one. You know, kind of like jeans in a way. And for this one, I'm gonna go with the ye old. I don't know. I actually like Runeplate blue, but Sapphire Glacialis. I like Runeplate blue better. It's pretty good. Hold on, let me just move this to the side and get that one right there. And I think that's good enough for me to like start my journey. And here's, we choose the game mode. Standard. Play RuneScape as originally designed. No rule modifiers, trade items in grand exchange. And you got the access to the treasure hunter. Gain experience and rewards from events, which is basically what treasure hunter is. You got Iron Man. Be self-sufficient, making and using your own resources, which is basically show your Iron Man badge and impress others with your achievement, meaning that you're basically going solo, aka single player. No player trades. Well, no player-to-player trades, which includes the Grand Exchange. Limited access to event rewards, which, understandable, because you want to play this game solo. And multiplayer and gameplay with Iron Man only, minigames and bosses. when making this one, you can go with Iron Man or Hardcore Iron Man, and then you got Group Iron Man. Play RuneScape with the Iron Man rule set, but as a group of 2 to 5 players. But you know how it is. You got this, but because of what we're doing, because I want to actually go for the whole game, I'm going with standard. And here's character name. If you're wondering, character name, you can just enter display name here instead of your username, which makes it a little harder for hackers to steal your account, but still. Or you can use a suggested name, which I wouldn't recommend because it makes you look like a bot. Most people use the default suggested name to churn out accounts faster than necessary, because people got a bot and people got to cheat, and then they get banned and then they get beat. So, you know what? We're going to do it like this. For plays. Oh, and you gotta yeah, you basically have a 12 character limit name. So, Raymax007. I am going with this. And we can go with oh, and we can go back. See, Iron Man. If you're wondering what Iron Man, hardcore Iron Man is, basically Iron Man, you can die, but you can also have a chance of coming back. But when you play Iron Man, it says play RuneScape with the Iron Man rule set, but with permadeath. However, unlike permadeath, death removes your hardcore status. Continue as a regular Iron Man. Back then, they would actually just close your account. Includes all Iron Man rule modifiers, shows you, the same thing. But, like I said, back to standard difficulty. I got my username, and I am ready to start. Let's see here. What's your experience with RuneScape? Me personally, I'm a veteran. Back in 2004. So I would probably have to do, I have played before but not in a while. But if you're pretty much, or I played very recently and I just want to start an account. But if you want to play, if you're new to it, you go, I have never played before. And if you're curious, let's click it. Welcome to Tutorial Island of RS3. Yep, that's right. This was something very old. Back in oh, I don't know, back in 2004, 2003, something like that. Basically, let's talk to the Reginald, or I guess in this case, tutor. Ah, new arrival of the world of Galenor. Welcome, adventurer. When you're ready to continue your journey, open that door over there. Also, if you're wondering, music's playing. So let's just start with the audio input. Wait, hold up. Boop, 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 boop. Audio output. Let's do that. Something ain't right. That doesn't make sense. There we go. If you're hearing any background music, that's RuneScape music. When you're ready to continue your journey, open that door over there. Yep, and if you're curious, this is the settings. You have the option to skip tutorial, but if you're new to this game, I would recommend going to the tutorial, and you have to be patient in order to learn the game. So, got the activity tracker here. Left click the floor to move over there, which, yep, that's right, you can left click the floor, or if you wanted to, you can right click the floor and do a little examination. Sit back and relax. Which is clearly this thing right here. Close chest. It's locked. But yeah, in some portions of the game, you'll end up finding some cool stuff when you right click. Now, go outside and talk to your first instructor, Brenna, the survival expert. And if you're reading this, press the scroll wheel to zoom in. Left click the target for default action, also known as talk to target. And if you want to like zoom camera, you can just scroll wheel, that is if you have it, and press scroll wheel and drag to rotate the camera. Or if you wanted to, WASD. So let's actually talk to Bryna. She's the one who teaches you the whole... She used to be called survival expert, if I remember correctly. So she will probably like teach you how to like fish and cut and burn logs. So, hello there, newcomer. My name is Bryna. I'm going to teach you about skills you need to survive. And my ability to like do voice acting sucks. You have many skills you can train, which is basically your skills, all up to level 120, some even further. You have many skills you can train. The more you practice, the better you get. And if you're wondering what that means, basically you unlock stuff. I'll tell you the woodcutting, fishing, and fire making, as well as the cooking skills, which is pretty simple. Let's start with cutting. Woodcutting, I mean. Chop a tree till you get some logs in your backpack. Like so. You get some logs. Talk to her. Very good, let's put those logs to use. Light the logs in your backpack to make a fire, which should be pretty obvious. You can either left click to either craft logs, which clearly you cannot do because it says after you leave Tutorial Island, you'll be able to use your fletching skill to craft your own bows and arrows from trees. For now, right click the logs and left click light. Like so, right click and then light logs. You made a fire and earned experience in the fire making skill. Back then, it would take like maybe a few seconds. And see this? This is the fire. A log fire. Well done, you can cook food on a fire. If you are ever injured, eating food will restore your health. Yep, that's right. You got like from shrimps to sailfish soup. And higher stuff too. And if you're wondering, most of them are like members only, but you'll understand once you like slowly learn how to play the game. We'll need something to cook. There are shrimps in the pond, so let's catch and cook some shrimp. Wherever you see bubbles in the water, there's probably some good fishing to be had there. And pro tip, sometimes it's better to just right click because you never know, something will be in front of it. So let's start with fishing. And look, this should only take a few seconds to catch a fish. So you catch some raw fish. But here's a little trick. Oh, yeah, in Tutorial Island you get it like instantly for some reason. But if you were playing old school, it would take like maybe a few seconds or maybe to a minute. So let's talk to Bryna again. Now you caught some shrimps, let's cook it. You'll cook your shrimps on a fire. If your fire has gone out, chop a tree to get some logs and make a new fire. Then use the shrimps on the fire. And back then, everything was older. So let's just cook this thing on a fire. You accidentally burned the shrimp, which is basically natural if you're like level 1, so let's do it again. And you successfully cooked the shrimp. That's why sometimes you actually have to go and like cook the fish. Well, sometimes you gotta fish multiple like shrimps and then cook it until you get like a cooked like shrimp. Well, let's talk to Bryna again. Oh, well done. Now you have some food to eat wherever you feel poorly. Or whenever you feel poorly. Or like poor health. I've taught you all you can about woodcutting, fire making, and fishing. Open the gate, follow the path to the next area, and talk to the master chef. He'll teach you more about cooking. Man. They did an excellent job on Tutorial Island. It really does like bring the old school feel. Not kidding. Well, let's go straight to opening the gate. And here's the mini-map. The mini-map shows you the area you're currently in. Left-click the location on the mini-map to travel to that location. Fun fact, that's what I usually do. But here, if you want to like do like something like more direct, you just do it like with the left click onto the ground. But if you want to do it like long term, you can use the mini map. Or if you wanted to, see that right there? You just like you can just scroll out and then you can just left click the area and it'll just like bring it to you via the pathing system. But never trust the pathing system. Sometimes it will kill you. If you're new to the game, sometimes it could kill you because like if you're like new to bossing or something, it could send you to the wrong location. So you gotta be extra careful. And now that we are near the Master Chef, let's talk to him and see what he has. Welcome, newcomer. I am the Master Chef, Lev. I will teach you how to cook food truly fit for a king. This is where he actually teaches us to make bread, which is basically combination cooking. I already know how to cook. Bread just taught me. Ha! You call that cooking? You're much more likely to burn your food if you cook on a log fire out in the open. You should cook on a range whenever you can. But truth be told, it's better to cook on a log fire if you have the skill. Also, if you have the skill cape, it will help you immensely. But that's 99 cooking, so yeah, I'm like too far ahead of myself. Now, I'm going to teach you the fine arts of baking bread, aka combination cooking. The Master Chef gives you an empty bucket and a pot of flour. Fill the bucket with water from the sink, then use it to wet the flour into dough. Then bake the dough into bread on my range. So basically it's like simple. You see this? Get water from sink. Beforehand, you have to like clip the bucket and then fill it with the sink. But in this game, you can get water with the sink, which let me show you. Empty the water bucket, get water from the sink, and you fill the bucket from the sink. And then you can talk to the Master Chef. Good, I see you have the bucket of water. Just use it on the flour to wet it. Then you could bake the dough on my range. See? So basically, it's just left click and then combine, and then you got like a bread dough. You mix the water and flour to make some bread dough, and then you can cook on range. And then you got this like cooking interface. If you notice, these are basically locks, meaning that you do not have the level. See, right here, cooking level 32, and sometimes you actually do need the requirements. Partially complete chef's assistance. In plain pizza, you have to be level 35, and then this pita bread. Basically, you have to be a member since this little icon says Runescape members. So we go to bread, we cook the bread, and we cook the bread. Even though chances are, if you're low level, you'll probably burn the bread. So let's talk to Master Chef. Ah, there's something to be like the smell of freshly baked bread. Be sure to carry a little food with you on your adventures. If you're injured in combat, eating is the best way to feel better. Or I guess in this case, better to heal up your like health, which is gonna be in like a few tutorials. There are all sorts of food you can cook with the right ingredients and high enough cooking skill. Pies, cakes, stews. You can even churn cream and butter, or brew your own mead. Which, if you look at it, we go to skills, go straight to cooking, and you got all this from meat. If you're wondering what sinew is, it's basically something that you can convert into crossbow, like string. So you got shrimp, crayfish, which is basically this like small cage fishing, I think. Then you got chicken, when you kill chicken, rabbits, anchovies. Even though back then anchovies you'd probably have to be at like a higher fishing level. Sardine and all this stuff. And if you're wondering, yeah, members only. So if you're wondering, why is this all level 1? Well, if you think about it, you have to like look at all these skills. Like for example, thieving. You can only like do it up to level 5 until like until you can hit the limit. However, if it's like a free-to-play skill, you'll be able to hit 99. But if it's a member skill, you only have like a level limit of 5 probably, maybe 10. I'm not sure. It's been a while. Like for example, Slayer, you can only go up to like crawling hand. Otherwise, everything else is just like members only. Just like this, everything else members only. Necromancy. It's surprisingly enough at level 30. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, let's actually continue the tutorial. Let's open the door. Follow the path to the home of the quest guide. Ah yes, quests. One of the game's like most shining feature. Excuse me, the hiccup like kicked in. Yeah, quests are basically one of the the main features of this game because like it actually like goes from either like a fetch quest to an unexpected storyline. Now let's talk to the quest guide. Ah, welcome, adventurer. I'm here to tell you about quests. Let's start by opening the quest list, which is basically this. And if you're wondering, we got the Pathfinder. A quest name is red if you have not started it. When you have started a quest, it will change color to yellow to show it's in progress, and green when you've completed it. AKA, you have to talk to NPCs. They'll give you quests depending on location, dialogue, etc. To start a quest, look for the quest icon on your minimap, which is basically that little blue thing right there. You can actually scroll it. To find the start of a quest, look for the quest icon on your minimap. You'll usually start the quest by talking to someone nearby. Or if they're like, sometimes they won't show up because they're like either the basement floor or the second, first, etc. You know, floors and stuff, because you know, homes and such. You'll usually start like right there. Quests can vary greatly from collecting breeds to hunting down dragons to, I don't know, taking over the world. Well, not really taking over the world, but more saving the world. You can have experiences. You have to experience the thrill of questing yourself to fully understand. However, some people don't actually do that. They just simply smack the space bar as if they're just smacking their parents. Because they're like, they've already went through the song and dance all, you know. You may find some adventures in the cave under my house. Ah yes. Good old basement floor. And if you're wondering where this is where you start learning about mining and smithing, even though there has been multiple remakes of it. So let's talk to the mining instructor. Greetings, my name is Desik, and I'm a miner by trade. On either side of me are rocks containing tin and copper ore. Mine 2 tin and 2 copper ore, we're going to smelt and smith a melee weapon for you. Back then, you actually had to prospect like the ores before you could actually know what they were, because they used to be like rocks or something. But now it's called tin or like copper because like got something. And also I'm gonna actually like touch the inventory. If you're curious about this little icon, that's the progress bar to the next item you can get. And if you notice this thing's like sparkling, click on it, and you basically got some like something that happens. I think it's called rock opportunities or something. Yeah, it's like instead of calling it opportunities, it's like rock opportunities, aka I don't know. It's a dumb pun, truth be told, but I consider it a little bit of clever. So let's get this thing done. If I remember correctly, you can go straight to your settings. Oh, and you can't do anything while you're under like a tutorial, so you're stuck with the whole graphics and audio. So let's see here. We go to like get the 2 iron mining. How to explain it? You mine 2 iron and tin, and if I remember correctly, you showed the mining instructor the tin and copper ore you mine. Great work. The better the pickaxe you use, the faster you'll mine. Also, the better the pickaxe, the higher the mining level you'll require to wield it. And it'll actually help out with the whole like smacking rocks and like getting ore a little bit faster. Even though the higher the level of the ore, it's gonna get slower. So, why do I want to mine ore? You can use it. You can use your smithing skill to smelt ore into metal bars at the furnace. Then at an anvil, you smith the bars into a melee weapon, or possibly armor, worn by warriors. Basically the equivalent of like bronze or like, you know. You can smelt tin and copper together to make bronze equipment. Simply deposit the ores into a furnace, forge, or anvil, then use the furnace to smelt them into bars of metal. Which is basically just right click, deposit all, and if you want to like take it, you can withdraw it all, but it'll turn into like copper note and tin notes, which is basically what you like drop into a bank. And here you go. This is basically the interface for the smelting thing. You just select bronze bar, left click this button to start smelting, and you basically get like 2 bronze bars. Maybe you can talk to my instructor. So, how do I make a weapon out of a bronze bar? When you use the anvil, you'll choose the item you want to smith as long as you have a high enough smithing level and the correct number of bars. The higher your smithing level, the better quality of metal you can work with. You start off on a bronze and work your way up as your smithing level increases. Start by smithing a bronze dagger and anvil. Ah yes, the classic bronze dagger. Click this button to deposit any ores or bars in your backpack into the metal bank. Bloop. And select bronze bar to show off all the items you can smith with this metal. So basically you just click on this and then you can choose a bronze dagger. And then begin project to start smithing this item. Bloop. Yep, that's right, you gotta heat it up. Back then, you didn't need to heat it up. You just simply got a bronze bar, you just smack it on an anvil, and then you just simply choose to create the item you want. This version, you just gotta take some time. You know, give it like a little bit of EXP. You're finished smithing the bronze dagger. You're smithing the bronze bars into a bronze dagger. And then we talk back to the mining instructor. Excellent. Now that you have a melee weapon, you are ready to learn about combat. Ah yes, classic combat. And here we go, one of our legendary Slayer masters. Well, not really legendary, but still. Hi, my name's Raymac007. Ah yes, to me you're just another newcomer who thinks they're ready to fight. I am Vanica, the greatest swordsman alive. You barely any damage with your bare hands. Let's start by wielding that butter knife you're carrying. So basically, yeah. Wield butter knife. Now you're ready for combat. Attack a rat. You'll continue to fight each other until it's dead or you do something else. Which basically, if you have a bronze dagger, you end up using a melee attack. So let's just get started. It's not showing you much. And if you're wondering what's going on here, that's basically your like combat bar type thing that clearly does not exist for some strange reason. Well done, you've defeated your first monster. There's a lot more to combat, including the range and magic skill. You'll learn about them when you get to the mainland. For now, you're finished in this cave. Return to the surface and continue your journey. Ah yes. And if you're wondering, in old school Runescape, this guy, he basically like teaches you range as well. So you end up like shooting like rats. Which, I don't know why they never gave that. Doesn't make sense. Oh, and if you're curious, here's your like little bar here where you got your HP, your adrenaline, which is basically your special attack, and you got prayer points and summoning points. You just click the maximize. You max. Okay. I guess it doesn't like show you how to like do that yet. So you basically talk to a financial advisor. Money is useful because you can buy items from the Grand Exchange if you don't want to craft them yourself. Unless you're an Iron Man. Then you have to like craft everything by yourself. Gold coins are the currency of the human kingdoms. Your coins are kept in your coin pouch below the items in your backpack. You currently have 0 coins. Basically this thing right here. Select this to open the price checker interface or drag items here for alchemy. So basically, yeah, you got the price checker, which we can't do currently. There are 3 basic ways to make money. Skilling, which is basically, you know, production and gathering. Combat, basically slaying monsters, dragons, etc. aka and possibly PvP. And trading, which is basically your usual grand exchange thing. But back in the day, there was no grand exchange. We actually had to talk to people. We had to do some advertising saying, oh, buying blah 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 for X amount of GP. And sometimes you would end up falling for scams because people are very crafty. And they deserve to be banned. Some people will have work for an adventurer like you and will reward you for completing quests, which is basically your rewards as well as your quest points. Many enemies will drop items when they die. You can sell them to a general store if you're basically an Iron Man, but you can also like alchemize them, or on the Grand Exchange in Varrock, which if you're like new to the game, that's basically the noob levels of exchanging or trade, I guess. Back then, they didn't really have the Grand Exchange. You would have to right click and trade the player, so that way you end up like buying stuff or selling stuff, aka buying or selling with them, you know. By gaining a high level in skills such as cooking, mining, smithing, or fishing, or possibly divination or like slayer, etc., you can create or gather things on your own items and sell them for pure profit. Hopefully, as long as you're not getting scammed or you're scamming people or doing anything illegal. That could potentially get your account banned. That includes botting, but we don't speak about that because that is a evil thing for some reason. Even though there's probably a lot of people who do it in old school, but they'll probably get banned anyway. You can also carry many items in your backpack, which is basically the limit is 28, but unless you have like a beast of burden, which is a high level, you can go for like maybe 30 or more. You can deposit items you want to keep and not sell it to your bank, even though you're gonna probably like get stolen or something if you don't have a bank pin. So basically, this is your bank like account. You can basically add like a drag and drops items. So basically, if you have bread, you can put it here, and this would basically be tab 2. Customize tab, and that would probably end up being like, I don't know, your various skills from combat, prayer, mining, HP, etc. And if you want to just simply, you can just like choose name, and where is it? Right here. And this would be cooking. So unless you want to like do it for like you know, boss runs, etc., you know how it is. Then we can close, and then we take that, and that's tab 2. Although, and here it is. You're nearly finished. The prayer instructor would like to have a chat with you in a nearby church. But let's go back to the bank. See this? If there's nothing in that tab, chances are it's going to be deleted. But if you wanted, you got like presets, which is basically loadouts. And transfer, you can go with 1, 5, 10, and then you got all, and then you got X, which is basically, if you want 50, you can click 50. However, if it's like a 1 by 1, you have like a limit of how much, so you can just click the number. When inputting numbers, you can use letters to input zeros automatically. So 1K is 1,000, 1 mil is 1 million or 1 M. Some of this stuff is a little bit like easy peasy. And here we go. We go straight through the door. And if I remember correctly, we can go straight to talking to the prayer tutor. Prayer instructor. Good day, brother. My name is Raymax007. Hello, I'm Brother Brace. I'm here to tell you about prayer. Ah yes, classic prayer. This is your prayer list. And if you are like if you know this game very well, there's like something called curses, which is basically the equivalent of prayers, but they're a lot more powerful, etc. This is your prayer list. Prayers boost your effectiveness in combat as you increase your levels in the prayer skill. You'll unlock more prayers as you level up. Click on the prayer you wish to use to activate it, and click again to deactivate it. Like for example. However, you gotta be careful. You got prayer points that are limited. After prayers will drain your prayer points, meaning that your face is gonna slowly get depletes. You recharge your prayer points by praying at an altar, usually found in church. Most enemies will drop bones when defeated. Pick up and bury bones to earn prayer experience. And there are other ways that you can actually bury bones, grind bones, or you can certain ashes you can scatter, etc. Are there rules on how I should behave? Yes, in general. You always have to be courteous to others, or you can be a bunch of assholes. But yeah, we're not going there. Remember that adventurers like yourself are real people with real feelings. Are you sure? If you go around being abusive or causing trouble, you'll end up in trouble, which is basically karmic retribution in a nutshell. I'll keep that in mind. And if you're curious, turn this on, let it drain, even though it's not going to drain that fast. Click on the prayer altar and you just simply, recharge. Let's go all the way back to, you know who, Mr. Chicken Killer. Oh, Aro, the group I'm tutorial, right? Alright, so let's see here. We got this guy, Magic Instructor. Good day, newcomer. Your journey's at an end. My name's Terova. Before you leave for the mainland, I'm going to tell you about magic. Let's start by opening your spellbook. Ah, yes, my spellbook, which is basically airstrike and all that stuff. Basically, this tutorial is a little old school, don't you think? So, yeah, this is a list of your spells. Casting spells increases your magic skill, and it consumes runes which you carry in your backpack. You create runes with the rune crafting skill, which we can't do currently because we're on Tutorial Island. With a low magic level, you can only cast the only simplest spells such as airstrike. You must wield a magic weapon to cast combat spells. But if you were an old school RS, you wouldn't need magic staves. You could just simply cast it with your hands. You just go. You'll begin your adventure in Burthorpe, in the kingdom of Asgarnia. The Burthorpe Imperial Guard needs an adventurer like yourself to defend their principality from trolls invading from the north. Back in my day, we were sent back to Lumbridge. I'm going to deactivate the protective spells around this island so you can home teleport to Burthorpe using the lodestone network. If you ever get lost, you can freely teleport to a lodestone you have discovered. And if you're curious, this is the lodestone teleport. This map shows which lodestone you have activated so far. Home teleport. The Burthorpe can't even speak. It's like the Burthorpe lodestone has been activated for you. Click the lodestone to teleport there. So yeah, you just click teleport. And then you do this little home teleport animation. Sadly, we can't do anything. Ooh, what's this? Temporal anomaly. Those are pretty much high level skills. And if you're curious, this is basically your loading screen. But if you were messing around with the settings, you can actually turn off the loading screen. And this is Burthorpe. What used to be a members area turned free to play. And your activity tracker lists just objectives and activities. Your first objective is to speak to Terrail, the Slayer Master. Well, I guess we might as well talk to the Slayer Master, because back in my days, we didn't have this silly tutorial. We had to learn everything ourselves. And I used to get killed by a jail guard. Also, yay, I can actually move stuff. So yeah, basically this is the dialogue box. You got the backpack. And then you got the mini-map. Oh man. You got this. My god, look at all this. I could just simply move this all around. Yep, just shrink this a little bit, make it a little bit easier for ourselves to see through, move around. And yeah, you just take this, go like put your backpack right here. But yeah, if you like slowly like do something regarding your interface, you can like do some interesting like builds. For example, you got like this. This is your like combat bar with your like combat abilities, which is lesser dismember, slice, lesser sever, and backhand. So let's actually. Truth be told, I'll explain this like maybe in like another episode, because you know we're doing this like a tutorial based thing. Hello, and what are you after then? You know what? I'm after adventure. Well, you've come to the right place. I'm the Slayer Master. I train adventurers to seek out and defeat specific monsters. I'll identify suitable targets and assign you a quota. Burthorpe is surrounded by dangerous creatures. Are you eager to battle monsters for fun, heroism, and profit? Then Slayer is the skill for you. Trolls are the real enemy in Burthorpe, but you'll need food and armor to survive against them. You should prepare before risking your life in combat. This is the last adventurer they sent me. Yep, this guy, he's dead. He fought the trolls without armor or food. Don't be him. Well, that's actually a little funny. Path complete. Call to adventure. Discover why the Burthorpe Imperial Guard needs your help. Your reward has been added to your coin pouch. 5 coins. The nearest fishing spot is the lakes to the south of us. Go catch and cook yourself plenty of crayfish. We eat to live while fighting trolls, aka healing your like HP. To cook raw food when there isn't a range nearby, you can make a fire by burning logs. So first chop logs from a tree near the crayfish. Then you'll need some melee armor, a helmet at the very least. Once you have food, get ore from the mines southwest of here to smith yourself a bronze helm. So yeah, let's see. If I remember correctly, I'll just simply take my skills. I'll just simply place this right over here. Actually, it's been a while since I actually tried to mess with this. So let's see here. We're gonna actually just shrink our skills tab. And let's see here. Let's click this, the icon filter. Few filters. Wait, hold up. Yeah, this is, wow. This is like really hard to like do. Hold up, always on mode. No, I don't. Yeah, I'll just put that back on because, nope, wait. Switch chat mode. There we go. This way I can like turn this off. Broadcast message. Turn on friends, clan chats, and guest clan chats because, hey, why not? And you got the friends list, which you can basically take out. Turn into like a regular tab. Or just remove, and then you got these emotes, which is like sometimes is like a little silly. Yep, jump for joy, woo! But given the fact that we're like slowly building our account, I'm gonna remove the emotes tab because I'm just thinking, yeah, I need to like build this up a little bit. I'm gonna put skills right here. Oh, and that reminds me. You can actually like do something regarding your combat settings tab, which is basically in gameplays. It at first it'll look a little like a little too much. It's like overwhelming, but over time you'll like learn how everything works. So let's see here. Click through chat boxes because you know I need to do that. Use full screen dialog box. I don't even know what that does. Right. I am going straight to combat and action bar, straight there. Bar not displayed. We can do like 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you're probably wondering why would I need like 4 action bars? Well, let's just say someone as old as me Yeah. Let's just put this like the 5th action bar right there. 4th one goes over here. Then you got 3, and then you place this one right on top. Because this is just the way I like having my action bar. I'll end up shrinking this down, and oh, I didn't realize I actually had another one. Place this one right over here, and then place this right on top, just to give that like a good feeling. Now I'll just place this right here, and I'll just move this right over here, just to give that like thing. Okay, my backpack will go over right over here. More equipment goes right there because, you know. And let's just move this one right over here and move this little clock right over here because I don't really see it useful. And I'll move my worn equipment right there, make it a little easier. And for this, I'll just simply place it right here. If you're curious about it, let me show you. Where's the thing? We got the powers, got melee, which I think disappeared. I don't know why melee's right there. Should be there. So yeah, basically, since we're like low level, you only have like little by little. And as time like goes on, if you level up, you start learning new like skills and all that stuff. So yeah, just have to slowly build up your skills. So let's actually start cutting this tree down. Yep, that's right. We can actually like chop down a tree multiple times. And then we can, back then, if you cut a tree, you can only like cut one tree log at a time, and then it would like completely be cut. And here we are, level 2 like wood cutting. You have earned your first level in a skill. High level skills unlock new activities, equipment to craft, or location to explore, and quests to complete, and much more. So yeah, basically if you like level up your wood cutting, wood knots from normal trees, aka like it makes the dwarven army axe. But as time moves on, you can actually learn how to like create a wood box. A lot to learn, truth be told. And as you like catch crayfish, you can either like use your own wooden logs, or to like light logs, or if you wanted to, you can actually use someone else's fire. Boom. Meaning that you basically save yourself from needing to like burn some logs. Sadly, we burnt 4 crayfish, so therefore logically we can actually craft some logs, use a knife, and turn into either a short bow or arrow shafts. If you're wondering what arrow shafts are, they basically turn to arrows. You need feathers as well as like arrowheads, which you smith on the anvil, as long as you have like the proper bars to do it. So let's actually start. Arrow shafts 15. And that's 45. And since we're like we're going for like a lot of crayfish, let's get level 2 fishing. Davio fishing rod. Never heard of that. Oh, maybe it's this. Oh, Nicholas Angle. So we can actually talk to this guy. The shop help button, which is kind of useless. But here it is. We can like gain like fishing bait. There's the empty pots, and then you got thread, which is basically pretty important if you want to like use it for crafting. Sell an item. Yep, that's right. If you want to sell an item, this is the item like selling like part. So if you want to sell something, you can just use transaction max, and then you got like the value based on like how many fish you have. So basically, if you have 6 like raw crayfish, the value would be 6 because it's like, oh, I don't know, 1 each. So yeah, path wealth. Subscribe, learn how to buy and sell items. And if you're curious, you can cut more like wood. Actually, we're gonna keep like fishing. Nice catch. You're taking the fishing like a salmon to water. Talk to me more about the survival skill. Yep. Catch more crayfish. Even though we could be catching shrimp instead. Yep, this is basically noob land. Even though this feels like a place where like what was once a members area got like nerfed. Right? Yeah, the graphics aren't that bad, but they could be better. But I'm not complaining because this is definitely something I definitely remember from long ago. It definitely looks different in the old school version. And we got like level 4 fishing. And here's the fun part: you're nearby a pub. You know what happens when you're nearby a pub? That's right. You basically got a place to like cook food. Also, let me go to settings for a moment. Controls. Ah, here we are. I wonder why the thing doesn't work. Maybe it's just the thing is not working. Let's just turn that back on. Yeah, I think maybe it's possible like something's going on with the... Why wouldn't it... Yeah, maybe something's like going on with the controls. So if you like use the left and right key as well as the down and up key, it should be alright, but WASD, something's not right. Oh well, let's actually cook at the oven. You know, save our like logs. Also, instead of like clicking the OK button, you can actually press the space bar. And since we're like cooking crayfish, we're gonna like get some like low EXP instead of getting shrimp. Oh wow, already at level 4. Alright, so yeah, this is basically the cooking. I think we learned something from cooking. Let's click on this. Oh, we can cook herring. We can go with chocolate milk and Heim crab potato and demon Heim. And we got something else new. Yep, fruit blast and Heim crab and just something potato and demon Heim, which is basically members only. Oh well, not much to like complain about. If only the map thing was working, that would be a little easier. Well, since we've like done our fishing, time to go and do some mining. You're probably wondering, why mine now? What about anything else? Well, I'll show you this one. Yep, that's right. Talk to like Tobias Bronze Arms. Earth them these weapons, and we miners provide the ore to be used to make them. When you want to help out, tell me about mining. Oh wait, actually, never mind. You just do this. Oh, that reminds me. go straight to settings. If I remember correctly, go to gameplay, interfaces. I think there's something here. No, nope, nope, nope. I don't see this. Appearances, right here. Lock interface customization, which is basically right here. The little like icon that's a little locked. Then you got the slim headers. If you like already know which tab is which, you probably need slim headers. If you don't, then you don't really like use slim headers. Hide tile bars when locked. Right? Right, let's see here. Interface sharing, you don't need this. Oh, and there's the like level up. Congratulations, you got like I got like level, you know, level 2. Right? Skills and experience. I think there is the mining right here. Show stamina bar when mining. Display an indicator of your current stamina when mining. Stamina unlocks at 15 mining. Which is kind of stupid because you'll end up looking like you're really tired if you're like level 15. As you level up, you'll end up being able to like, how do I explain it? Copper and tin. If you like level up the bronze, you'll eventually like learn some pretty cool stuff. Okay, we got crayfish right here. Oh, and we have like a full inventory. No, well, no problem. Just simply go to the, you know, the metal bank or the anvil. Just deposit, and yeah, you can just smith. And as time goes on, you can like level up to create a bronze ore box. But since we need to smelt these items first, we start with smelting some bronze bars. And yeah, let's just go straight to making a bronze ore box, cause reality-wise, you need a bronze ore box, or the like ore boxes just to like store ores. That way, you can deposit like most of them. Also, if you have like no heat, it's better to like heat it up at a heat forge, so you can like speed it up a little bit faster in terms of like smithing. And here we are, our first ore box. If you just view metal bank, this is where like all your ores will be. This is where your like core metals, aka your bars, aka ingots, and then you got the masterwork, which is pretty much members only thing. And then you got casting metals. You go to core. Now then you go straight to anvil. Then you got all your armors, which shows you all your like important items that you can like smelt, or if you want like sell it. Or you can like, I don't think you want to out the low level items, but you can definitely like do something about it. But for now, I think I'm gonna just like call it an episode. So yeah, this is R3, aka Runescape. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. You'll have a good one.